everybody. Welcome back, and welcome to another Wednesday edition of Abandoned and Forgotten Places. Now, this one was quite fun trying to get to this site, wasn't it?
Yeah, this one is very remote.
Very remote.
remote.
We've been on the road now for about, what, an hour and a half?
About an hour and a half.
Hour and a half, somewhere in there. And the whole way here, guys, is poof dust. Now, you back east folks, you don't know what poof dust is because you guys live in mud country. But out here in the west, we've got this stuff, it's called poof dust. That's what everybody calls it. And have you ever seen chinchilla dust? You know, if you have a chinchilla for a pet, you buy it so that they can roll around in it and give themselves a dust bath. All right, well, imagine hundreds of thousands of pounds of chinchilla dust for dozens and dozens of miles. Oh my gosh, guys, you should see what old Bob looks like. It's like he looks like a chinchilla that just took a dust bath. Definitely going to have to clean out the air cleaner tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you might be asking, where are we? Look at all this neat stuff behind us here. So, yeah, we found a neat one for you guys. Don't know if we're going to be able to get underground today, but the topside stuff is extra special. Extra special. Sometimes you get real lucky and you find a neat site like this that's so remote and so hard to find. That's why it's been left alone. Mm-hmm. Because really, the only people that know about it might be a few ranchers or their friends, and that's why the stuff is still hanging around here. And today, with so much smoke coming in from California, it gives it that eerie
Hills have eyes vibe.
Oh, total hills have eyes out here, guys. We're waiting to see a mutant pop their head up from any one of these windows. It's kind of creepy. But we're going to give you all the full tour. Not going to do any drone work or anything like that. Got to keep sites like this secret because they are a rarity. Yeah, definitely the full tour. Let's poke around here for a while, see what kind of clues we can find, see if we can date this site or maybe what they were mining. I don't know. Let's start over here with one of these buildings. All right, there we go. Let's start by taking a look at Bob. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Look at the dust. I mean, and this is just the front. We were kicking it up. It was getting into the radiator. It was like waves of poof. Yeah, I bet that air filter is going to be filthy tonight. Okay, turning around. This is the road in over here that we came in on. And then immediately we saw all these buildings. Heck, they had power poles out here, but now you can see all of the insulation on the lines up there is just peeling off and falling, and you know, the fact that all that, you know, that's all copper wire and none of that's been scrapped. That's why, you know, that's what I'm saying, you know, people, they haven't found this site to scrap it out and steal all that stuff. So we're gonna do the best we can to keep it quiet. All right, let's head over to the first building here, see what this one's all about. Yeah, this is what I would call, Laura, a more like a modern museum mine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Based on the type of artifacts that look to be laying around.
Yeah.
Not super old, but still cool nonetheless because it's still sitting basically where the miners left it.
Yep, lots of modern artifacts. I mean, heck, look over there. I mean, the dishes are still on the table, and take a look at this old stove right here. I mean, sure, the doors have been taken off and such, but it isn't like all kicked in and damaged from vandals. I mean, look at that. How often, very rarely do we ever find something like that. Off here to the left, hot water heater. This was where the sink, this must have been like maybe like a small kitchen over in this area. And up here we have a little cupboard thing. Hey, who's that good looking guy right there? All right, turning around. Looking off this direction. Still got stuff on top of the shelving. Let's take one more look down here. Oh, I see something we should point the camera at. Right over here.
Calendar.
Calendar. March of 1977. First clue. Rat killer. Vacor, rat killer, and of course lots of Comet for scrubbing. Yeah, this was like the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where Cookie did all his work. The camp cook. All right, let's keep looking around, guys. This is neat. Looks over here. Here's their trash dump. Just threw all the cans out that way. Looks like everything. No, there's some older cans in there from the 40s and 50s. I can see. Yep, there's lap seams in there, but it's mixed in with a bunch of 70s, 60s, and 70s stuff. I can see a beer can over there where, remember in the old days when it used to have to have a church key in order to open up your beer can? Yep. That's kind of cool. We got the broom still leaning up against the wall here. Wonder how many years that's been just laying there like that. Another one right over here. All right, let's see what we got in this one. Oh, there's just so much stuff around here. Look at this, the mattress is still in place, for crying out loud. I'll be darned. Right there. There's a map tube right over there, Laura. See that?
Any maps still?
Any maps in there? Here's another map tube. There's a bunch of maps.
It's empty.
Is it?
Yep.
There's 3 more map tubes over here too. Yeah, I suppose people would have taken that. Box spring. Look at the size of the mouse nest in here. Wow. Just a big old foofy mouse nest.
They have a nice roof over their head.
Yeah. I'm surprised that this mattress isn't all torn apart yet. Heater. Little chair. That's about it. Okay, let's keep going here. What's back here? Oh, there's more box springs back there for sleeping. So, okay, so far the clues are telling me we've got a 70s and maybe 70s or early 80s mine here when they were working this. Look at the tool shed. Plumbing parts and and belts and just about everything you can think of when it comes to running a mine. There's the pigeonholes for all the various plumbing parts over there, and the whole place is just covered in mouse and rat feces. Boy, if there was ever a place to get hantavirus.
You start rooting around in there and
Yep.
kicking up the dust.
That's why you don't see me rooting around too much in places like this, because of that reason. That's how you get it. All right. Got a little old chair laying down here. Looks like they had a porch or something off this direction. There's what's left of maybe a toilet.
I think somebody broke the toilet or the sink.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And over here, take a look at this, guys. Here's where all the action is. Look at that. We've got an incline shaft. So that means that right over here, this is going to be where the hoist works are. Absolutely. You know, how many times in the past have we found places like this where the cables are gone and, you know, all that remains is just what's left of the building? But look at this one. There's the big squirrel cage blower fan for bringing air into the mine. The incline shaft is at about, I'm going to say 65, 70 degrees. And up top, the sheave wheel is still up there. You know what we're going to find once we go in here, Laura? I'll bet the hoist is still in here.
Well, based on everything else that's still around here, wouldn't put it past me.
Heck yeah. Here's the opening where the cable goes through. And as soon as we pop through the door, oh, fantastic. Look at this. Oh, what a great find. The hoist is still in here. Nice. I'm going to go real slow for you guys. I know there's many of you that just, just love this kind of stuff. You guys eat it up, so I'm going to take it nice and slow today and point the camera at as much as I can. Look at that. Fantastic. So those wheels, the numbers on there, I would imagine that each one, not every single one, but they designate maybe a level or a number of rotations before you get the level. There's folks in the audience that actually have worked these before, and they could give you a better idea of exactly how this works. So as they're lowering and raising the skip, the operator up here can see where the skip is at any given time by looking at these gauges, at these wheels up here. Okay. Oh, you got? Did you hear that?
That was the door.
Yeah. Oh, that's the door.
Yeah, I just bumped into the door.
So yeah. So anybody that's ever operated one of these, drop down into the comments section and share your experience with everybody. Let us all know exactly how that worked. Okay, down here. There's the engine that ran it. Looks like we got a flathead 6. Indeed. Old flathead 6, and it is, oh yeah, we've seen these before. It's the diamond. Now I would imagine if we took a lot of time and looked at each and every one of these labels, we could figure out what the year is. But that probably came out of a truck. Look at the little single barrel carburetor on there. Just the whole darn thing is just covered in pack rat patina. And here's something we don't see every time when we find these is the backside with the gears. Isn't that neat? Too cool. Too cool. Boy, that light bulb up there, that almost looks like brand new. Huh. Off here to my right, there's just a whole bunch of like rags and clothes and boots and I see coveralls.
There's some pair still hanging on the wall right here.
Yep. Up on the wall. Look at that. The slickers. Mm-hmm. The slickers are still hanging there. I don't know. Various pipe for something or another. Up there's some boxes. Makes you wonder what might be in those. Maybe just nothing at all. Maybe it's just storage. Turning around this way. Okay, here we go. Look, this is the compressor. This is what brought in all of the compressed air for the drills. Very, very cool. Wow. And as you can look down here, you can see the belts, the belt drive running over to this motor. Now this is actually, is this a V6? Yeah. Let me see here. Is it a 4, 6, or 8? Let's see here. 1, 2. That's a V8. That looks like a 280. That looks like a 289 Ford. That's what that looks like. I think it is. It's either a 289 Ford or Chevrolet's comparison to that. Probably not using the right word there. All right, over here, this one's much older. This one here is from the 50s, 40s or 50s. Spark plugs look pretty new. They're still shining. Yeah, more than likely somebody was up here probably working this in the early 80s. All right, looking back that direction at the compressor and all of the various plumbing. Look at the Gates belt is still hanging on the nail over there. Brand spanking new. Now, we weren't able to find any recent updated claim paperwork or nothing on this mine. It's truly abandoned.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. This has been abandoned. Wow, one more look at it from this direction, guys. We just don't find stuff like this very often. I think the last time I did was with Mr. M, and prior to that it was down in Arizona with Frank. All the electrical. Okay. Well, I could sit in here for longer and just keep geeking out on it, but we got to keep moving. I know there's some of you are like, oh, you didn't point the camera at that, or I'm sorry. I do the best I can. All right, this is the air filter. Yep. This is the air intake air filter for the compressor. And over here are the accumulators, 2 of them. Right there and right there, 2 big accumulators. Wow, that's really neat. Okay, turning around. I think you guys are probably going to want to see the mine. So let me get over the wire here. There we go. Let's take a look at this thing. Yikes. Jeez. Are you ready for an adventure, Laura?
Is this a super adventure mine?
Remember how we used to say that some mines are friendly and other mines just want to kill you?
Is this the second half of that
this
statement?
This is definitely the latter right here. Look, you can see they used to have a door on it before the collar collapsed. Look at the size of the vent pipe, guys. So you know the workings down there are just tremendous. For them to bring in that big of a vent pipe. But for me to get down there, I would have to rope to this point, clear that door out of the way, kick all this debris to the side, and then we'd have to let it air out and dust out. But I don't know, you guys can't see it, but I can look down in there and see that there's even more collapse further down. Yeah, this is pretty darn ugly. All right, let's look up. Up there at the sheave wheel. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to pass on this one, unfortunately. Too much crumble, too much stuff that wants to come down on you. Well, I'd love to see the workings. Can you imagine? But you know what it's gonna be? It's gonna be a lot of 70s and 80s stuff, but you know, nevertheless, it would still be pretty neat. Okay, guys, I'm gonna get back over the fence and we'll pick up somewhere else on this mine site. We'll be back in a second. All right, there we go. Let's kind of swing the camera around. It looks like they were setting waste rock off to the side over here via front end loader and just dumping it, and they made a long pile. As I kind of pan off this direction, looking back at the site, there's where we just were, and there's just boards and timber, and I mean, a little bit of everything is laying around this place. We got some workings higher up. We're gonna go take a look at those real quick. Yeah, behind Laura there, you see that big pile? Let's go see what that's all about. I'll just leave the camera running. I want to take a second to get over here. Okay. Yeah, it sure is great to find places like this that, you know, they haven't been too vandalized or stripped down from all of the scrappers and the copper wire hunters. Let's see what we have up here. This is all waste rock. See how it's all been dumped up that direction, as well as over here. Yep. But the waste rock gives us a clue as to what kind of geology we've got down in the mine. And from what I can see here, most of it's limestone. Yeah. Limestone. So there must be a vein that they're following, or they went down and intersected and then they drifted. And that would make sense because off to the left over there, you see those white poles in the trees. There's some open stopes up there that are collapsed. I've already walked up that direction, but yeah, they're no more. You can't get into them. All right, well, now that we know that this is waste rock, this is where they were dumping it. Let's go see if we can find a place around here where they may have been processing the ore. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, before we work our way on the other side of the mine site over there, looking for where they're processing, I decided to head up here by the poles, because these were the open stopes where I figured I would just show it to you. Now you notice as I'm going along, you see all the quartz stringers? See the quartz stringers that are running through all this limestone? That's what they're chasing. But they found a bigger one. This is just stringer quartz. Oh, we've got a shaft here. Look at this.
Yeah, there's another one on the right.
Oh yeah. Well, ain't that interesting. All right, let me get over the fence here. Good thing I got long legs. Let's look at it. Oh yeah, another shaft. Whew, wonder how far that one goes down. Let's find out. 2, 1, go. Oh, not far at all. 15 feet. Over here we've got, let's go this way. Oh yeah, see guys? Got a shaft here. It stops right there though. There was a ladder going down a little bit further, but from all the snow melt and such has kind of filled this one in. I don't want to get too, well, can I peek around the corner here without falling into that thing? Let me look. One second, guys. What's it gonna do? Oh, it just goes up here and stops. Yeah. And then looking down there, there's a big timber right there, support stall. But that's it. These must be some of the original old workings. What's over here? We got a survey marker. That's one of their corners for the load claim. Is there anything interesting on that doesn't reveal the location, Laura?
Let me see. Yeah, it does name the claim.
Okay, yeah, we need to not point the camera at that then. All right, guys, I'm gonna get back over this fence and we're gonna keep looking for anything, the place where they've been doing their processing. I'll be back. All right, working my way back to the mine site, found the outhouse. Here is the old outhouse. Let's take a closer look at this. See, we're talking 70s and 80s, early 80s here, maybe late 60s, so I'll bet it's only a one-seater. Yeah. Yep, one-seater. Hey, and look at that, the toilet paper tube is still on the thingy there. Yeah, and there is they put up some cardboard for a backsplash, or maybe that was just to keep the breeze off you while you're doing your business. Don't know if I'd want to step on the floor in this one. Looks like it's about ready to give way.
No, I don't think you should use this one anymore, because you sit on it, you're probably going to end up down in the hole.
You're going to end up down there with all the nuggets.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, still working my way back to all the buildings and such. Let's see you down there. All right, yeah, here we got some things. There's an accumulator over there. There's one. Here's another one. And possibly another one. This was probably used for holding water right here in front of me, but the other two were definitely accumulators. This one here We got a basin filled with crushed material. Oh yeah, they were doing, I'll bet they were treating this with cyanide. Because that's all filled with crushed material. Let's look over here. Over there is a propane tank. And wait, let's go over here real quick. I've never seen an accumulator with these before. See that? These are all like screwed in, like a flathead screwdriver style. Interesting. Yeah. Of course, that right there is the drain valve. Over here is the propane tank. It's just laying here. Let me flip the camera around this direction. Let's head back this way. Right over here, we've got this is a boiler slash heat exchanger. Okay, so what you're going to have here is you're either going to have a wood fire or cold fire. Okay, water's going to run through that, and then the hot air is going to come out of these flutes right through here. So so they were either using this as a heat exchanger so that they could make hot water for something else, or it was kind of like a blower for a building that so you could bring hot air into the building if they're working this site in the winter time.
Yeah.
One or the other. Okay. Over here we've got, yeah, this looks like 70s or 80s. This old trailer. Yeah, it's like I was saying, guys, hills have eyes. Look in here. Yikes, boy, this is just, the pack rats have went to town in this place. This is 70s. Yeah, this is 70s. No, I'm not going to open up that refrigerator. Oh, no. That's probably going to be pretty darn stinky. All right, guys, I'm going to keep poking around here, see what I can find, and I'll be back. Okay, here we are back at Bob, taking another look at the complex, panning off this direction to the hoist house. Here's a refrigerator up in the trees, one of them old, like 60s, 50s or 60s with the ice box. And then up here in the tree, look at that giant cable right up in there. And then out back this direction, this is going to be the back door to the hoist house right over here. So I'll tell you what, we've pretty much covered everything on this site. Oh, I didn't point the camera at this stuff. Barrel with an oil filter on top of it. Lots of pipe and plumbing. Big spool of cable. Yeah, just your classic mine site, you know. All right, let's go back in the hoist house, because this is the real prize in here. And I'm just gonna get way in the corner in here with all the spider webs and just pan through nice and slow again. This is indeed the prize of this site. You just don't find too many of these anymore laying around out in the wild. I mean, for crying out loud, the light bulbs aren't even broken. You know, they're still dangling. Wow. You know what I think we need, Laura?
Huh?
I think what we need is some nice soft music as I just pan through this super cool hoist house. Let's do that. Hey, are you in jail?
I'm the local mutant.
Do I need to bail you out?
A local mutant.
It's just too difficult to read. Yeah. You know, this is why they call me the Mr. Rogers of abandoned mines. Well, it's good that we're doing this and we're getting it documented because the fire season has been so bad this year. Everything is in flames. I mean, all it would take is a good range fire and this place is gone. Look at the fuel tank over there in the wall. They took a fuel tank out of a car or a truck. And you know how I know it's a fuel tank? Because right down here, there's the bubble for the filter right there. And that's what ran over and probably went to this engine right here. And oh, wait, before let's pan back a second. See, off on the, let's see here, maybe that one. That's too bright. There we go. Here's some notes from the miners: black negative, side of battery, RPMs, different numbers, different things. Here's some, look at some O-rings. O-rings are still hanging on the wall. I mean, look at this, still just hanging here. It's like the guys just, you know, just picked up and left it all in here. What do you think, Laura?
It's pretty cool sight. You don't come across things like this very often.
No.
I mean,
what are the chances that we could find anything special in the pockets of that those slickers over there?
You never know.
Yeah. I mean, I doubt it, but it might be worth a look. They're all, look at that, they're just all crusty.
Crusty.
They're not going to be nothing there.
You got the top, you got the pants and the jacket, both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all, if you pull them off, they're probably going to fall apart.
Yep.
There's something over here.
Oh yeah, look at, let's turn the lights down. There's a whole bunch of writing on that. But it's so faint. Look at that.
This is from inside timbering of shaft. Something. South side, 46 inches south to drift running east and west. Heading or reading on east and west drift. From bottom side of rails and shaft west 10 feet and center of drift. Running north and south. Reading on north and south. 24 degrees something distance from benchmarks north and lower down. Shaft takes up 27 feet. Shaft is 75 feet 9 inches from the top of collar to station floor. Back of rails is benchmark for measurement, top, collar, and shaft, and then you can't read anything else.
And it gets harder and harder to read.
Yeah.
And it looks like there's a whole bunch more on that board too.
Yeah, it's almost like a diagram of the shaft, I guess. If you can read any of this.
Is it showing like a diagram?
It's just showing different directions. I mean, north, south, east, west, but it.
Yeah. It's so faint.
Yeah.
This takes drift under center of windlass shaft. Okay.
Yeah.
So miner's notes. Now, there's something you don't see every day.
Now we know it's at least 75 feet deep, and who knows? Yeah, if there's a windlass shaft in there, then it probably connects in with some old workings, you would think.
Look at all the writing over here on the wall there. And there's oh, here we go. Here's April of 1962.
Okay.
Oh, look at this. Look at let me see. I'm getting a shine or a reflection. You guys will just have to trust me on here. It says April something 1962. My first. Wait, does that say? Look right here. Right there. Does that say? My first trip to something.
And what date? Yeah, I don't know.
Can't quite make it out.
No.
Huh. And of course, these are the doors heading out right here. The big barn doors.
It looks like this is talking about when they use the tanks, something gas is on, propane, new tank, switch to gas for rest of day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, just little notes. I like the window here. Or actually, no, that's not a window. That's a screen to let the air, because as the piston comes up, you know, after it's stroked, that air has to go somewhere, and this is where it goes. The air gets sucked in and out right here. I'm just loving this. I'm geeking out on this way too much. Anything on the back of the door? Yeah, there was something here. Huh. All right, guys, I think you get the gist of it. Yeah, we've got ourselves what I would consider a modern museum mine. Fantastic. All right, well, we're going to poke around just a little while longer. If there's something super extraordinary that we missed, I'll be sure to point the camera at it. Otherwise, we're going to work our way back to Old Bob. See you over there. All right, guys. Well, that was fun. Talk about a cool site.
There's all kinds of neat things still here.
You know, when we found this on the map and we saw it on Google Earth, we were like, yeah, that's really way out there, but I think it's worth it. And
Yeah.
It definitely turned out to be well worth coming out here.
Yeah, I mean, for the topside in itself. I mean, some mines, they're too dangerous to go down into. And if you guys want
Yeah.
us to keep doing this, then we can't be going down things like that.
No, we even though we risk our lives, we still cherish our lives, and that incline shaft is way, way too sketchy. I mean, I've done some pretty crazy things in my life, but
There's
Nope.
too much debris to even clear out. If you manage
Yep.
to clean out the stuff that's in the shaft, you still got the back that's about ready to
it is.
come down on your head. So
And then as you're going down and coming back up again, you got your ropes flipping and flopping, and that's kicking debris down on you. And then you got all the dust when that debris starts to fall. It's just, it just all comes together for a mine that, well, it's just going to have to remain a mystery. But indeed, there's a lot of workings underneath our feet right here.
yep.
Yeah. Well, too cool. I got to tell you, when you find a mine site like this where there's still notes hanging on the wall on cardboard boxes and all this kinds of stuff, wow, I just love sites like this, guys. Too darn cool. Oh, and hey, by the way, why are we wearing our helmets, you're wondering? Well, that's because that's where our microphones are. They're up in here. They're up in our... They're like, why are you wearing a helmet, for crying out loud? That's because where our microphones are at.
In case we hit our heads in the building.
Yeah, that too.
You never know.
All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for coming along on this Wednesday adventure. This was really neat and well worth it. I know you guys like to see us get underground, but there's a lot of you that really enjoy the topside stuff, and I do try to do my best to point the camera at just about everything, with hopefully without missing anything. And with that, once again, thank you so very much, and we will see you all again this coming Saturday. Okay, guys, you take care now. Bye-bye.